How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the No Time to Explain podcast. Today is June 27th, 2023. I am Justin. I am your host. I am also here with Samson.
What up?
And Hunter.
Hello.
And our tech guy, but he's just the guy.
Yep.
Mr. Heiko Abad. Everyone knows who that is. He's already been on quite a few times.
4 times.
But today, I'm very excited. I'm very excited because we have a lot of things to talk about that I've been wanting to talk about for like a week and a half now. But before we get into that, one announcement. You're probably wondering, oh my God, why are we getting an episode on a Friday instead of a Tuesday? Well,
if we get it out on Friday.
Yeah, well, we better get it out on Friday.
Well, it'll come out on the weekend sometime.
If you're watching this on Saturday or Sunday, know that Samson didn't do his job.
Yeah. Just know it'll definitely be out on the weekend sometime.
Yes, but nonetheless, we're doing this. We're uploading on Fridays now. It's a new thing we're starting. That's because it's a lot more convenient for us to record during that time, and also I feel like a lot of podcasts that are once a week usually upload on earlier in the week. At least from my experience, the podcasts that I watch. So once you've already watched them all by Wednesday or Thursday, now you have another one.
You got a weekend podcast.
You got a weekend podcast to watch now, so that's always a good thing, and it's just better for our schedules, especially when we start school in August. It'll be much more convenient for us so that we can still give content while we're in school. Mm-hmm. Maybe not every week or, because of school and whatnot, but that'll be something that we'll address later as we get closer to school. But this is the new schedule, so enjoy it. It's just how it's going to be now. But, it's the only thing I got to say about announcements. Keep following, liking, subscribing. We're over 100 now. Mm-hmm. So
what are we
at? Like 111?
113.
Oh, wow, really?
I was close.
Dang, going pretty fast,
yeah,
actually.
Yeah.
I was close.
The Sean clips are popping off.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I saw those.
Not for a great reason.
He's a little too...
The cadence of his voice is so annoying. Shut up.
Hey,
I hope you see this.
They're still subbing, dude. Okay. That's all that matters. They're giving us views, free views.
I know, right?
Thank you for your free views.
Thank you for your interactions.
Yeah, every comment literally brings it to more people, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's just what's going on. And like we usually do, we're going to start off with our national holidays. So these national holidays are for Friday. So if you're watching this on Friday, hopefully, these are the national holidays of the day. So first off, we have International Asteroid Day. All right. Then we have Cream Tea Day.
Cream tea. Day.
Cream tea.
I've never had that.
Yeah.
I don't know what
it is. Just like tea with cream in it?
I guess so. I mean,
what?
I guess so. Just cream tea.
Put like
tea with
creamer
cream
in your tea. So boba?
Nah, I don't know. No, because we've already done Boba Day. Remember, we did it a while ago. There was a
Boba Day.
It's also we have Drive Your Corvette to Work Day.
Very specific.
Yeah.
And conveniently, right after that, it's also National Corvette Day. So on National Corvette Day, it's Drive Your Corvette to Work Day. Wow. It's also National Food Truck Day.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't eaten from a lot of food trucks. But I feel like you can't miss with a food truck.
Yeah.
Never.
Oh, I was in Tampa earlier, last week, and I saw one of the King of the Coops, the food trucks.
Oh, really? Yeah, dude.
In the heart of Tampa.
Man.
Really?
Nah, yeah.
Hell yeah. King of the Coop is the best.
What is that?
Spot.
Good.
Is it chicken?
Spot,
Yeah.
Who's
Originally
owned by-
a food truck, but then they actually have physical locations.
Yeah.
There's one
okay,
right
okay.
by
We were talking
the
about
movie
this.
theater by
Oh yeah,
where
yeah,
the
yeah.
B&B
The
one
John
is
Wick
now.
episode.
Yeah.
King sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
King
it's
sauce?
so good.
Is
Even
that
though
like
even
never
though you gotta
open?
like you gotta struggle to open it.
What, the box?
No, that
No,
thing's
the
indestructible.
sauce that they give you.
Oh.
It's
That's a skill issue. We have two more. So it's also National Meteor Watch Day, it's International Asteroid Day and National Meteor Watch Day. So if you're watching this on Friday, you're probably gonna get hit with a meteor. So you're welcome.
It's gonna every time have you guys ever seen the movie Zathura? I'm just thinking
Yeah.
about like when like the asteroids are coming through
Sephora.
the house.
Yeah.
It's like
Zephora or Sephora?
Zathura.
Oh, Zathura.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thinking
it's
about
like
makeup.
the space version of Jumanji.
I'm thinking about
it's like
Sephora.
Josh
It's pretty.
Hutcherson.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's in there.
Dude,
yeah.
it's pretty goated, honestly.
I don't
I
know.
kind of liked it better than Jumanji. Not even gonna lie. Dude, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
I think as a kid, I thought
It was a
good.
pretty good like life lesson teaching
Yeah.
movie.
I don't know why, but National Meteor Day makes me think of Donnie Darko. Even though it was a plane engine that hit his
Oh
house,
yeah, I forgot.
it
about
reminds me
that.
of like asteroid just coming, just
Yeah.
hitting you just randomly.
Yeah.
That movie was a weird movie. I remember we watched
It
that in
is a
school.
weird movie.
It's a weird movie.
Speaking of weird movies, Oppenheimer. Me and
Oh my
We're going to
God.
watch
Hunter,
Oppenheimer
we're going to make you guys watch
in the
it.
afternoon.
Yeah.
And then
we're
we're
gonna
gonna
watch
eat and then go
Barbie.
watch Barbie to
Yeah,
feel better.
right
Yeah.
after. Yeah.
And then we're gonna have tacos.
Dude,
on
have
the
you been
shoulder.
have you been seeing
Yes,
what they've been? They're
yes.
saying like this movie is like.
Yeah, it's
insane,
like it's supposed to be like a horror movie
Yeah.
or like
It's supposed to be like an Inception type
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah,
Which
Inception type
I'm
of
all
ending.
for that. I love Inception.
Yeah.
So. But did you see that there recently a full-on Barbie house
Yeah.
Yeah.
just popped up out of
yeah.
nowhere? I saw someone comment, Oppenheimer could do the funniest thing ever right now. I was like, imagine just blows up. That would be hilarious. That would be very
that'd
funny.
be sick.
And they got that on video and just marketing through the roof. I don't know. Just saying. I'm not saying to blow things up, but I'm just saying, this would be the one time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, social media day. So social media day. So yeah, all your social medias, the thing you're watching this on right now, or I should say the app you're watching this on right now. That is that app's day to appreciate it. So good for them. Good for them. Good for them. Now, we're going to go into some of our topics for today. We've got a lot of topics. We've got a lot of interesting things that we're going to talk about today. Very excited. But first off, I want to start off with something a little light. So, NASA claims they can turn 98% of pee into drinking water. So, the International Space Station announced that they are now receiving 98% of all water astronauts bring on board, or recycling. Advanced dehumidifiers capture moisture from the station's crew's breath and sweat, while urine processors assembly recovers water from astronauts' urine through vacuum distillation.
God.
The water recycling achievement is an important milestone for a low-orbit space mission that aims to provide a basic need of astronauts without resupply missions. So they're trying to basically turn pee into water so they don't have to do as much resupply missions, allowing them to
Yeah.
go further and do more things.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, could you imagine drinking your own pee?
Ugh.
Like you take a piss and 30 minutes later you're drinking it and it's water?
I mean, Bear Grylls already does that.
Well, okay, that's different though. That's Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls,
Drinks it for dinner.
exactly. He does that on a regular. He's like, yeah, like
It's just gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty cool. I don't
It's
know the
interesting.
whole
That is,
science
yeah.
behind that, but
Vacuum distillation, yeah.
No, bro.
That's an organic chemistry
Vacuum
thing.
filtration
Yeah.
and distillation.
Yeah.
does it work?
No.
At least whenever we do it, it
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Okay, well, fair enough. But who knows? Maybe we'll be drinking our own piss in a few hundred
When we
years.
run out of water.
We're running low on fresh water, so we start drinking our own piss.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? But this is a little random thought, but did you know that apparently there's like a high % chance that the water you're drinking has been through a dinosaur? Something like that. I
didn't
saw
know
something like that
yeah.
before. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It
that's
makes sense.
crazy.
I mean, water doesn't just go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but okay, there's something. Moving on, there's something that I want to talk about because it got brought up to me. I cannot speak. It got brought up to me, and I was really thinking about it for a while because I went to the gym. So here's what happened. I went to the gym, and at the gym they have these sensors to wash your hands, and they have the whole bathroom area. So every time I try to use a hand sensor, it doesn't work. Like, I think they're racist because they don't identify my hands, and I'll be moving it back and forth. Doesn't work. So I have a technique now where I'll put my hands.
Your whole body.
I'll literally take my hands, and if you're watching on YouTube, I'll go like this. I'll go like that. I'll clap
You'll
my
start
hands.
clapping.
Yeah, I'll literally clap with the bottom of my hands to like make it turn on. And the worst part is sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. But the most annoying thing is it'll work when it works, but only works for 2 seconds. Because then you're just sitting there going like this.
You probably look so dumb, dude.
I know, it only happens to me because then some other guy will come up and he'll go and he'll put his hands
Well-
and they'll work and then it doesn't work for me. I don't understand.
Is he white?
Yeah. I'm just saying.
It was me.
It was Samson.
Oh, Samson will go before you. It'll work perfectly, and then you would just
Yeah,
like,
but it does it everywhere. Like it does it at the gym. It does it at the movie theater. It does it everywhere. And then same thing with the whole like hand dryer things. That does the same thing too. Like I'll put my hand on it, it doesn't work. And I'm like, bro, I don't understand. The guy that was just in front of me used it perfectly fine.
maybe you're not giving it enough time.
Give enough time. I'm standing there. What do you mean? I'm putting my hand right under
Maybe you're
it.
just not putting it in the right, like your hand in the right.
I'm literally
Maybe you
going
should
like
just
this.
stuff your
It
hand
just
down
not
inside
working.
it.
You want me to throw my body in the sink? You want to put my
Maybe.
hand?
I mean,
in
it
the
Honestly,
might work.
I feel like it's just a skill issue.
Yeah,
it's definitely a skill.
I wasn't born with that skill, I guess. I don't know. But it got me thinking about like pet peeves of mine or just pet peeves in general that we have. And I want to see if some of you guys have these or just, talk about them because I think some of them are kind of interesting. So we have hand sensors. Then the next one is people that stand in the way knowing that they're in the way. So like let's say you're going to the bathroom, right? And you're going and clearly someone sees you going to try to use the bathroom. They're standing in the way because they're on their phone or whatever. They know they're blocking an entrance and they're still standing there. And it's like, can you please move? Can you get out of the way? Or just something like that, like blocking an entrance and they know they're blocking it, but they just don't have human decency to move out of the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've come across that too often, but I come across like people who are just socially unaware of where they're at.
Yeah, most of the time I feel like they don't realize
They're
that
literally
they're
just
doing it.
clueless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't understand how, like, you're in public. Be aware of your surroundings,
Right.
sir.
Like if you're at a mall and like you're walking
Yeah.
behind somebody and they just stop.
Dude,
They're
they're
literally
gotta
just
walk
in the
around
middle
them.
of the walkway.
Yeah,
like
just
right in the middle of
blocking
the hallway.
everybody.
Yeah.
they're trying to catch a Charizard or something, dude.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
people,
They're
like, when
playing
you're, like,
Pokemon Go.
you talk about in the mall, like, when you're trying to look at, like, a shoe or something or a piece of clothing, and someone is just kind of standing there. They're kind of just
Have you
looking.
ever gone to the grocery store and like the item that you need is like
Right in front of someone?
in front of somebody that's
Yeah.
just taking
Literally
their
last
Or they're in
sweet
front of their
time.
cart and they're on a different
Yes.
area
Like
and
they're
they're like,
just
"Can you
taking their
move?"
bro.
sweet old time,
Yeah.
just like looking at. They're not even grabbing anything. They're just standing right in front of it.
Honestly,
Yeah.
bro, if their cart is there and they're not there, I'm pushing the cart out of the way. Like,
And then they're like, "Ah, what are you doing?" I'm
Yeah,
like,
like-
get out of the way.
Either that or the stocking person will come over with their huge cart
Oh,
and they'll
yeah,
just put it
true.
Okay,
right in front
but
of you.
I don't blame the stocking people because they're doing their job.
I
don't
blame
mind
that are
them, but
actually
it's
shopping
just
and
like
they're
the
being
worst
stupid.
timing, though. Just the worst
yeah.
timing every
I just
time.
tell them to grab it for me if the stock is
Yeah,
there.
you can't
Like,
do
just get
that.
that.
Peasant, grab my food for me.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Or you just take it from their cart.
That's true. Oh yeah, you take it off the dolly.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
thanks. I appreciate
It's
it.
like the only PS5. Like,
Thanks, I guess. All right, next one is people that try and do too much. People that try to do too much. And the reason I put this one down is because there was a kid in my class last semester.
So, like, this could be anything like scholastically.
Yeah, like just anything in general. Like people that like try to overachieve, but they're trying too hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're just trying to do too much.
Yeah, okay.
They're trying to do too much when it's not that serious.
they're just too extra with it.
Yeah, because there was this kid. I remember I've talked about it before. This kid that was in my class, and he would sit in the back of the class, and whenever he was there, he always had to say a small or sly comment every single time the teacher said something. Oh no!
Not right.
But
Tried too
every time there was something, he would try. Like he would almost interrupt the teacher to a point where it was almost rude, but
Oh,
not
God.
rude just yet. And I'm like, can you please be quiet so the teacher can speak and I can understand what is going on?
No, I get
Like
that.
you're not the teacher.
I get
I
that.
get it,
Yep.
but you're not a teacher. But I'm not just saying school. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
people that try too much in sports, even though they like they just try to do too much. You know what I mean? Just like that.
Hunter playing defense.
Yeah.
No, we're not disrespecting.
No,
Hunter
not
playing
like
Or
that, though. I
like
mean,
the,
like,
Hunter is collapsed.
or the IMG team playing us in I-9.
God.
Like,
No,
just
that is
destroying
bad.
us.
That
Yeah.
is bad.
Even though we're literally just, like, playing basketball for summer.
You know what's funny is that half that team that like team that was supposedly stacked for like that I-9 league, like that was half of the team that we played like academy,
God.
and we beat them
Really?
by like 40 plus. every
Why?
time.
Why are they? I just don't understand why we're playing them in I-9.
They're trying to condition themselves for basketball
probably
using
why.
I-9, which is the
With the
worst
city
possible
league?
way.
Yeah, like you're playing
With like
against
14-year-old and 13-year-olds.
That doesn't make any sense to me. If you want to go
That's kinda sad.
practice, go
That's
play in
really
like
depressing.
Yeah.
Go play in like a travel league or something. Don't be playing I-9
Just go
with
AAU.
Danny.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
Danny on the other team. Like, oh, I'm about to get the work in. Like, no, you're not. Bro can't even hit a 3. He hits 1-3. 1-3 the whole season. Like, yeah, I just dogged on him. Like, no.
I would mute that last name. I would
I'm
mute
just
that.
saying. I love Danny. Danny's been on before, but like, you're not putting in the work if you're playing Danny right there. Like, bro, I just dropped 50. Yeah, the kid is like 5'9". Like, what are you talking about?
I can just imagine people doing like jellies on him and stuff. Being there, all that.
The too little on him. Like, yeah, we know he's too little for you. You 6 foot. What do you mean?
No, I'm definitely muting out his last name.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
he's
we
already
all
said his last name
usually-
on the pod anyway, but
Yeah.
whatever.
He's been on the pod. Okay.
Next one is people that don't say thank you when you hold open the door. You be like in public or something.
I get that.
You hold
Yeah.
open the door, and there'll be some people that are like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. Then there'll be that one guy. He'll just straight face just walk right past you. I'm like, I want to tap him. I'm like, sir, do you have manners? Hello, like, you're welcome. Or sometimes you'd be like passive aggressive and they don't say it and you're like, oh, you're welcome. And then they either look at you and say thank you or they just walk right past you.
I do that. I literally do that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you're welcome. If he doesn't say anything.
Like, I feel like that's just human decency to say. All it takes is
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
2 words, thank you, and then keep going.
Sometimes I'll look for it, but if they don't, I mean, it is what it is.
I'm not looking for it, but I feel like it's just a nice thing to do. Because I always do it. That's just how I was.
I get that.
But there's that. Next one is people that drive in the rain. So I don't know what happens, but in Florida, people
That's
that
like all of us.
They see one.
No. I don't mean like just driving generally.
They
I
see
think
one
people
drive
that
rain,
drive.
miles an
they
hour?
start freaking
Yes,
out.
they see like
Yeah.
a drop of rain, like, oh my god, I gotta slow down, I gotta pull over. It's like, you live
That's
in
when
Florida.
you know they're not natives.
Yeah.
That's-
Or they're like
Yeah.
really elderly.
They've never seen rain in their life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But like, there was one time, again, I was driving from a movie theater or something. Downpour, like some of the hardest rain I've ever seen.
Yeah.
There's like 5, 6, 7 cars just on the side under the bridge, like just sitting. I'm like, bro, it ain't that bad.
Mhm.
Just drive. Like,
No,
I don't
I
understand
agree.
why. And then if you're gonna drive, don't drive. Drive safely, obviously, but don't be driving 5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I understand it's raining, but rain happens. You're gonna have to learn to rain.
Unless you got my car.
Yeah, I mean, you got Hunter's car, you're probably gonna explode and get struck by lightning at the same time. So I don't know what to tell you there.
You're not making it.
You're
Right,
it's Joe
That's
over.
a slip and slide.
Did I
It's
ever
over.
tell? I don't know if I had told you about this story, but there was one time I was driving to work after. This was when I was doing night shift, and it was downpouring, and my sunroof, like it just the rain started coming through the sunroof
Oh
because my
my
sunroof,
gosh.
like it wasn't sealed right.
Yeah.
So like,
Was this when you were doing morning shift?
Yeah, this was when I
Oh,
was doing
that's even
night
worse.
shifts, and the seam it was coming through the seam of the sunroof, and like I had a towel I was holding up on the roof. Like, first of all, I don't even want to go to FedEx at this time, and now I have to deal with this when I'm driving
That's
to work.
awful.
Damn.
Yeah,
No, that's pretty bad.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
So wait, is it still there? The seal? Like.
Yeah, we ended up putting like tape around it. Yeah,
the
they're
tightest
literally
seal you can get.
yeah, they literally put tape around it. Right, there's literally
Duct
just
tape.
tape on the top of my roof right now.
We need to get this.
Wow.
We need to take that
But
car
I
and
mean,
just blow it up.
lasted for a year.
We need
blow
a
it up.
Mr. Beast.
Mr.
this man a
Beast,
car.
Mr.
do your
Beast
thing.
is
Yeah.
man.
If you're watching this, do your thing, Mr.
Mr.
Beast.
Beast, if
Mr.
you're watching
Beast,
this,
I need a car.
Bless this man with a Tesla.
Yeah.
This
Dude
man
needs
needs a
one.
Just
I
something.
need, I need anything.
Get him
Just
a
give
bike
me,
or
like,
something at
anything.
least.
Give me, give me a car that's
You
from
might
this.
get a more reliable transportation
I
with
just
a
need
bike.
Give him the 2002 Honda
Get
Civic.
him one of
please.
those like Bugatti scooters.
Oh,
One of those.
yeah.
God.
Those go like 40, bro.
Put a little helmet on
give me a car from this century and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
from this century.
That is true.
Yeah.
But so there's that. Driving in the rain. Those people and Hunter's. I don't even know if you can call it a vehicle. Call it Hunter's thing.
Hunter's concoction.
The thing that takes me places.
The thing that go and come
Yeah.
back sometimes.
Sometimes. Sometimes it takes a little bit of a buffer, but
Next one is when I'm blending a smoothie and there's still a chunk of fruit that isn't blended. That's
not
that's,
blending it
that's
right.
annoying to me.
You're not
yeah,
blending
that's
it right
another
then,
skill
bro.
happens to
issue.
me
I
all the
think.
Because here's the thing, I'll put a lot, like a relatively good amount of milk. so
You
it
probably
doesn't do that.
You probably need a better blender then.
No, my blender's perfectly fine, and I'll sit there and I'll blend for like 3 minutes.
What type of blender do
3
you have?
minutes. Holy.
If I have to,
Whoa,
or
dude,
not 3
that-
minutes.
that's
Okay, that's a little
bad.
exaggerated. That's a little
Dude,
Those
exaggerated.
like
blades are
30
definitely
seconds.
so
No,
dull.
no, no.
Those
Okay,
blades are so
Everything
dull.
gets
okay.
blended within 30 seconds, yes, but I'll do like an extra minute or two to make sure that it's blended.
Dude, if it's not all blended after like a minute.
No,
there's
it
a
is.
problem.
It is. But sometimes there are just little pieces that get stuck in there and they don't get blended. And I'm like,
Is
I
it
don't
frozen
understand.
fruit?
Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. I'm like, I don't understand.
I used to work at a smoothie place. I've never had that problem.
Dude,
Well, you also
never
have
had
a
a
smoothie.
single
You,
place.
you gotta
chunk
make
of
us some smoothies for
Yeah,
one
I'll
pod.
do it for you guys. Like,
yeah,
actually,
we should do that one time.
go to the Brand residence one time.
That'd be
Get
good.
some
Brand-
smoothies.
Make
Yeah.
smoothies. I can bring
Okay, but-
mangoes. I got a mango tree in my
Oh, yeah, I
backyard.
can do that. I can do
Whoa,
that.
yeah, mango smoothies.
Dude, I can give you perfect smoothies with frozen mangoes, bro. I got
Okay.
you.
That'd be
Literally.
kinda
All right.
But anyways, when you put your fruits in, is it like straight fruit?
Yeah.
Or do you,
Well, no,
cut
I
it up
cut.
a little bit?
I cut it up. It depends on what it is. Like,
What
if
is it,
it's
like strawberry or something?
apple, strawberries, banana.
Okay, well, strawberries or apples are pretty hard to actually
Yeah.
blend. So maybe what that
Is it
chunk of
usually
fruit is
apples?
usually an apple.
It's usually the apple. Yeah.
Okay, that's
those
why
are
then.
tough. Like those are tough to actually.
So I'm not crazy.
You're putting
Okay.
you're putting apples in your smoothie.
I put banana,
Oh, you should
strawberry, apple, grapes, oranges, grapes,
So
oranges.
just every fruit you could find in your house.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the
This
frozen.
man's putting
I have
coconuts
I have
in
a
it.
I have a frozen packet.
Why is it not?
Frozen packet of what?
I have a frozen packet that sometimes like it's frozen fruit in a.
Oh, okay.
packet.
So just like mixed
So-
berries.
Yeah,
and
just
stuff?
mixed
Okay.
berries and whatever. So I'll dump some of them in there, and I'll put a scoop of peanut butter, and I'll put my protein powder, and then if I don't have my creatine already for that day, I'll put my scoop of creatine.
You gotta put some dragon fruit in there.
Yeah, let me just get dragon fruit.
Dragon,
Dragon
fruit
fruit
isn't even that
It's,
expensive.
yeah, it's no.
I've never had dragon
It's
fruit,
pretty
so.
expensive actually. It's getting more expensive.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
It's,
by the month, bro. It's like it's pretty bad.
Still goated though.
Like the small little thing back when I worked, there's like a small little package just like this big. It was like $8.
Should
What is it
Like,
now?
not even- I don't even know anymore.
It's
I haven't worked there.
$16.
Yeah, probably, bro.
pineapple's goated too. You should. Put
I
that
do
in.
put some pineapple. You know what they say about pineapple?
Yeah. All right, going.
Oh my god.
No.
All right, next one. Next
Wait,
one. Next.
Okay, but actually, like, I have the problem where it's like there's some stuff that's not blended in properly,
Mhm.
but it's not from like bananas or strawberries or anything. It's from usually peanut butter.
Oh,
Because the peanut
yeah.
butter gets stuck on the walls.
Yeah.
I've got a
of
thing
it,
for that,
and then
though.
it also has like I put protein powder in there, and then it like sticks to the protein powder sticks to the peanut butter, and then it doesn't really.
Well, I have a
Justin's
trick for
got
that
a
though. I got a trick
solution.
for
Yeah,
that. So,
so
you
I
put the
usually-
peanut butter first, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's on the blade. It's already on the blade.
Okay.
Then you put a little bit of milk on it, right? So it
Oh.
softens it up. Then you
Okay.
put everything else,
Mm.
and then it's mixing, and you ain't got no peanut butter on the side of your walls. And if you do, it's a little bit.
All right. I'll try that method next time.
I'm just saying.
Do you use ISO?
Yeah, I use ice.
Use ice.
I put.
I don't
ice.
use milk. I used to use milk. I use water now.
I don't use
That's
water. I feel
better
like
for
it's
you.
meh.
Water's better for you. Though.
But
If
it
you have
tastes
good
better with
protein
milk.
powder.
What?
If you have good protein powder, it will taste fine.
Well, I'll have to try it then with water.
Get
If
better
I don't like it,
protein
I'm
powder.
blaming
it's
you.
more healthy
know,
for you to
you
eat
know,
water.
GNC.
No way.
You know, it's a good life hack. Use the juice of a fruit you've already like. That's part of it. Like if you had oranges, use orange
Yeah.
juice or like pineapple juice. It's so
Mm.
good on a smoothie.
Juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could just live in the wild and make your own fruit.
Yeah.
Get
put
your
your-
own fruit. and
Put your own piss
smash
in
it
there,
up.
like we
Yeah.
were talking about earlier.
Exactly. Take piss in a cup, turn it in the water, and put it in your smoothie.
That'd be nice.
Oh my god.
You'll know it's an
Salty.
infinite water glitch.
Salty. Infinite water glitch.
Alright, what's
Moving
the
on.
next one?
Moving on. People. Wait, is that the, yeah? People that post excessively online and aren't influencers. Like,
I'm thinking
if
of
I'm looking
one
at your
person right
if
now
I'm
that
looking at
we've
your
talked
profile,
about.
if I'm looking at your profile and you're not like relatively popular, no one cares. Like no one cares about what you're posting. Now, obviously, you can post what you want to post because you know it's your profile and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like people that
It
try
gets
and make it
annoying.
seem like they're that guy and they have 200 followers. It's
I
like
started
no
following
one-
people.
no one
Especially
does
the
that.
people that dedicate their whole thing to being in the gym.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
They
yeah.
post like a gym video every single day.
Oh, that's bad.
Progress. Didn't ask. Like I don't understand.
Literal meathead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's their whole personality.
Yeah.
It's like so just dull.
This guy's face. He's
so
like,
bad.
I was gonna say this podcast.
Okay. But here's the
The
thing.
first 2 months of this being a
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
we had 60 followers on Instagram.
But here's the thing. It's different for us, and I mean, maybe I sound like a hypocrite, but I don't know. But it's different for us because we're like the whole
We're trying to
purpose
make
of
a
this
name
is to
for
try
ourselves.
and make a name.
Yeah.
People that
We're
are just
grinding.
like they don't care if they make a name. They're just trying
showing
to
off
yeah.
themselves. That's
Like
what
trying
their
to-
whole page
yeah.
is, to show off how
Yeah.
good they are and how much
Okay.
better they are than the average Joe.
So it's just about like the vanity of
Yeah.
themselves when
Yeah.
they post all
'Cause
this.
here's the thing,
But
if
this is-
you're-
for us, it's about like it's a hobby. It's fun to
just
do.
people
Yeah.
that
with each
want to
other,
make
you know?
sure that they're staying relevant.
Yeah,
That's
that
all
they're
it
known, that they're
is.
relevant. That they
Yeah.
want to make sure that people care about their lives when no
Exactly.
one.
When everybody
in
forgot
reality.
about you months ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Or years.
Yeah.
Here's the thing is
like when you
if-
graduated, we forgot who you were.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
because if you're like a gym account and you're actually trying to be a gym account, then I understand posting and this and that and whatnot. But if you're just it's your main account and you're just like bicep
Yeah.
workout today, like
Yeah.
I don't care, I don't care, I didn't ask.
I just ran 30 miles today.
Wow, that's not gonna change my life, but good for you. I'm glad you ran 30 miles. Glad.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is asking questions during a movie. People that ask
Oh my,
questions
that's
during a movie.
horrible.
If
That is
I'm watching a
horrible.
movie, right?
That's
like-
first-hand
it-
experience with that. It's such a like you just turned off on the movie,
Yeah.
like in general. Like you don't even want to watch the movie at that rate.
No, it's happened to me before too. It's like we are watching the movie for the first time together. We are in the movie theater. Why are you asking me about
Why-
the movie?
Why you think I know what's gonna happen when we're both watching it for the first time?
Did I direct the movie?
But-
No, I didn't. Don't ask me. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Literally, the previews are rolling. Oh, how do you think the movie's gonna end?
I don't know. Why don't you
No, I
watch and find out? But yeah, that one hasn't happened to me in a while, but it can be very annoying.
I just hate the fact that the questions that like people would ask are literally gonna be answered 30 seconds like after.
Literally, the next scene, their answer.
Why did he do that?
Oh, maybe watch.
What did he say?
And then there's a
I don't know.
flashback of why he did it.
Yeah,
10 minutes later.
It's like, okay, there's your answer.
It's like if when we went to go watch Spider-Man, if you were like, "Bro, what just happened?" I'd be
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
"Don't talk to me right now." Like,
Nah,
oh,
bro.
man.
We literally were locked in. We did not say a word to each
I-
other until we saw To Be
The only
Continued.
reason I knew you existed is because we were sharing popcorn. That's literally the only
That's-
reason you existed. That was it. Next one. Okay, next one is people who say no offense. No offense, and then go ahead and,
No
and say
offense,
something
Saying-
but
super
we're gonna
offensive.
say the most offensive thing.
Yeah, saying no offense means you're about to offend them.
No offense, but like your hair is whack. 100 years. Like no offense, but like, oh my god. like what?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand that. Like if you're just gonna say no offense, just be offensive.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly,
Just
like-
be offensive at that
It's
point.
better
just
if you're
basically
straight
like-
up.
It's basically like, no offense, insert racist
It's a
thing.
cop-out. It's really a cop out.
No offense, insert racist, sexist, homophobic quote here. And it's like, well, you could have just inserted the quote before you said that. Wouldn't have changed anything. In fact, I feel like it's better to just say it than to say no offense, because now you're conscious of the idea that it is going to be offensive, but I'm going to say it anyway.
You
Like, it doesn't
remember
make-
that Vine? He was like, no offense or anything, but Asian people
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah.
Dude, that was so funny to me, bro. Just say it, bro. I'm not offended.
Just say it.
I'm just racist. Like,
I'm just, yeah, just say you're racist.
Yeah, of course.
next one is people who confuse memes with their personality. Like people
Band
that their
kids.
personality is memes and the internet.
Oh, like Ohio people.
Band kids, yes.
Yes, band kids.
Bro, shut up, please.
Like, I understand, like, memes are part of culture, and, you know, you say memes are funny. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
That's
like,
your
oh,
life.
it's, like, you know, I said earlier, it's like, oh, it's Joe, or like, you know, like, just funny memes, like, TikToks or whatever that you quote, and, you know,
Yeah.
when you're talking, like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But when your whole thing is just, you speak memes, like, that is the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, you're
Like,
overdoing
where
it.
is your
No.
personality?
Yeah.
Where is your character?
You're literally a wooden plank. That's your personality.
You are just a broken light bulb. Like, no, hello, nobody's up here. Whoa.
No, actually, they're Ohio. You gotta.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Yeah,
My bad.
Using it, bro.
We are Ohio. I forgot. My bad.
Average Ohio citizen.
I guess you could loop that in with like your stereotypical band kid.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
like,
for band kids, they're like
Oh,
3 years
Heiko was
behind
once
on their
one.
memes.
yeah, that
Yeah.
they-
Like when I
yeah.
was in band,
That's why
they.
Heiko left.
Yeah, bro. That's why.
No, I for real.
That is one of the reasons I left. People were so cringy there. I'm sorry.
Oh my
I'm sorry
God.
if anybody you knew me from band. Danny knows me from band. He quit long. He quit long before I did. And bro, yeah, it was so bad. Like in the time when I was in band, like vines were dead, right? Like this was like 4 years ago. But people in band would just quote vines daily, bro.
Nah.
Like road work ahead.
No.
Yeah,
I sure
I
hope
sure
it
will.
does.
Shut up.
When I see that video ever now, I just want to slam
Yeah,
my
bro.
head.
I'm
through a
like, bro,
brick
we're
wall.
on a football field. Do you see a road anywhere? Like, what are you talking about?
You think you're funny, don't you? You think you're that guy. You're not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. See,
But-
I'm pretty sure they're saying that right now in band.
You're not that guy,
Yeah,
man. You're not that guy. They've just gotten up to that part.
just
They've
got
gotten
there.
to that lore just now.
It's like,
That's
you ever seen
really
the
bad.
YouTube Shorts memes?
Yeah, I was about to say that's literally what I was thinking
guy that-
of, yeah.
Where he does his toes. Oh,
we? That's crazy. You're such a sussy baka.
and he drools with his
Yes,
Yeah,
bro, I
yeah,
love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Bro, I follow that dude on
That guy,
Insta.
and he does the ones where he's like wearing a fedora and he thinks he's like a Giga
Oh,
Chad.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Sorry, ma'am. I think you're in the wrong department.
That dude's funny.
I'm going to
Oh,
need you
man.
to back away.
I hate him.
He's so cringy, but he's so funny. But next one is people that say literally all the time.
Oh, Sean.
Like
Sean,
literally
stop.
everything they literally say is like literally like this is literally how they talk. Like literally like
Literally.
like I just don't like literally.
Literally.
Like those people. Like
I be catching
literally.
myself saying literally.
I say
Especially
literally
through
sometimes
text.
when I'm frustrated.
It's funny because
Literally?
every time I talk to Sean like about something, his response is always like literally.
Literally.
Like he'll just say literally.
And it makes no sense. Like
I we do that back and forth to each other.
so bad. Like I think there's an actual thing that says something like if you say literally a lot in your like when you talk that you have like a low not IQ but
I was about to say.
low what's it called like
Low everything.
not low like your words like you don't have a lot of words
Oh,
to use,
you
like,
have a
Oh, yeah,
low
low
dialect,
vocabulary.
low
Vocabulary?
vocabulary.
Oh, okay.
You have a low vocabulary if you say literally a
that.
lot.
But
Something
there's,
like that.
I mean, it's really the best way, best way to describe things, literally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But then you'd be
literally.
be like
like
you'd be playing,
seriously, like you seriously doesn't roll off the tongue,
No.
right? Like, you know what I mean?
But then you'd be playing like Call of Duty or something, and Hunter and I or whatever were playing, and then someone will go, "Literally, I just jumped off a building." Like, what did you just say to me right now? Like, we're playing a game.
He's literally right over
He's
there.
literally right there. Like,
Bro.
what are you saying to me? Stop.
In our Warzone sessions, I bet there's like literally and like in,
Like,
in our video
oh,
chats.
People,
like,
no, that's another thing that I didn't put on here, but
Oh
people that
my
say like a
goodness.
lot.
Oh
like
my goodness.
people that are like
like or
I
Like,
do say, I say it when I'm trying to think. Cause
Yeah.
like,
But
I'm
that's your
trying to
buffer. That's your
process-
brain
That's the
buffering.
thing.
Just
No,
let your
yeah.
brain
Just
just
let yourself think.
Hey, I've been
about
doing
what you're going to
doing
say.
better though. Okay.
Yeah,
We're
you
gonna have a light
I have
counter.
a bad clip of you saying.
Oh, I
Oh,
know
yeah.
you showed it. You
No.
showed it to
There's
me.
probably more than
7
one.
times in
You
like
showed
10
it to me.
seconds.
Every time I watch it, I'm just like,
Yeah.
I remember when we started laughing mid pod because
yeah,
of
Yeah.
dude, and he was
Yeah.
confused, bro.
Yeah.
I was mad for him.
and then he started laughing,
Yeah.
and then it was like, "What's so funny?" And then I just. Oh my gosh!
No, you've
you've
definitely
gotten
been better.
You've gotten better. Like
Ugh.
literally,
Like,
literally,
literally,
got, like,
literally,
better
it's-
at like
it was
the whole
like-
literally thing. Like
Yeah, it was like that.
There it is.
all right, we got three more for you. Another pet peeve: people that vape. If you're vaping, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I gotta go to the store
What do
next
you-
door. Really quick.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta go next door.
Yeah.
People are gonna know where we record at now.
They already know. They already know, bro.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
already
that's right, they
know.
do.
Yeah, we literally
That's
recorded.
true.
You can
You
come
know.
get a smoke and then come on the
Come
pod.
get a haircut.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then
Then we get a haircut, and
You go
Yeah.
from one
Schedule a
extreme
party.
to the other.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go to cremation right across the street.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness, that's the final.
This is literally the weirdest plaza.
No,
I've ever-
okay, so without giving away too much.
They
the-
know what it
okay,
is.
yeah, that's true. Okay, whatever, they already know. So the plaza that we record in has Party and Style, which is where we're in right now. It's
Yeah.
like it's a place that does haircuts and parties for
For
like
kids.
girls, for kids.
That's
like
for
you do
girls.
hair and whatnot. Then right across there's a smoke shop. Then right across from that there's like a pharmaceutical like doctor place.
Yeah.
Then across from that there's a restaurant.
Yeah.
Then it's shaped like an L. So on the opposite side of the L there's a cremation coastal cremation place for cremation. And then right across from that
Was the thrift shop?
was the
I think that-
hospice thrift
Yeah.
shop.
There's
yeah,
also
yeah,
a
yeah.
martial arts place right
And a
here,
martial
too,
arts place right next to it too, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got martial arts, cremation, hospice, thrift store, a restaurant, a haircut place, drugs, and a doctor, all in one
That's
plaza.
terrible. So like literally the hospice and cremation place are
Yeah.
right next
They
to
go
each other.
hand
So
in hand,
whenever a
bro.
person dies and gets cremated, they're like, oh, where do all our belongings go? Oh, right there.
Right there. I don't know if I ever told this
I
story.
guess that's a dynamic duo, you could say.
Yeah,
I don't-
honestly.
But
I don't remember if I
probably
ever
works
told
together.
this.
it's owned by the same person.
Oh my god.
Hey, that's profit.
It's not even a wall. It's just a door there. Just
It's like the doors that just open automatically.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
But I don't know if I ever told this story or not. I think I did, but there's my girlfriend's grandpa died, and I was like trying to cheer her up or whatever, and we were driving past this plaza, and I was like, oh, why don't we go in this plaza and see what they have? And I was like, look, they have coastal cremation. I was like, she's like, yeah, let's not go in there. I was like, oh, okay, well, let's go next door. They have a hospice thrift store. I was like,
Hospice.
oh, never mind. I was like, oh, my bad. It was like, it was literally the worst thing, like the worst plaza we could have passed. I was like, whoopsie. So that was just perfect timing. What do you say? Perfect timing or not good timing? However you look
the
at
irony.
it. The irony.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. Well, I guess we don't really talk about vaping, but if you vape, like, why? Like, I don't
It's just
understand.
a turn off.
It's
so
a trend now. It's a trend. That's why people do it.
It's been a trend.
Yeah.
bad for a while,
like
and it's like
years.
I
Oh,
just don't.
yeah, not now. It's been a trend.
Let me get my flavored air.
Yeah.
Why?
Let
Like,
me breathe in chemicals into my lungs really quick.
It
And
makes
then
me
they
feel
insist
good.
they're not addicted, and then they can.
I can
Yeah.
quit whenever I want.
Give me my vape. Where's my vape? At a McDonald's. Yeah, I know you guys seen that clip. Just literally screaming his head off.
I'm just saying. I'm not gonna be too specific, but there's a person that was like, I could quit whenever I want. I was like, I bet. Still doing it. Like, then quit. You know what I mean? Like, then quit.
Hey, bro, I quit for 24 hours. Give me a break.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It's a
Like,
big tea break right there.
it's a big L.
Big O.
Next one is people who say it's giving unironically.
Oh, no.
It's giving. Didn't ask. Like, why? Like, it's giving. Go play in traffic. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get it.
Go play.
Do you say that? Hunter?
No,
Hunter
I
definitely
don't.
is the
I
type
do
of person
not
to
say
say
that
it.
at all.
It's giving
It's
Destiny 2
giving Destiny 2 vibes.
It's giving Warlock.
It's giving Hunter.
I would never say that. I would. That no, dude. I would never say that.
I'm just saying. I heard someone unironically say that, and I was like, wait, people actually say that? Like, actually?
I feel like
Actually,
older people
literally?
say that more. Not really
Older
younger
people?
people.
Really?
No.
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 Really?
It's
No.
a trend.
Yeah.
No.
I
It's a
swear
literal-
older
it
people
literally
say
is a
it too.
trend.
Yeah.
Well, not
Literally.
like
Literally.
old
Like,
people. I
literally?
mean,
It's like literally a trend. Like, it's giving, like, literally a trend.
30-year-olds say it.
Really?
Yeah, I see a lot of old, like that age range say
I
it.
only
yeah.
hear like
It's
15-year-old
giving
girls say
Slay, all those,
It's,
bro.
oh, no.
You're getting-
Oh well, yeah.
You're
Slay.
getting crossed out.
Bad.
Yeah, that one's
You're
bad.
Like,
getting
if you,
crossed
once you
out.
say that, I cannot take you
Honestly,
seriously.
I think
from
that,
that point
I think,
forward.
I think that one's worse than it's
Slay?
giving. Yeah.
No, it's giving is like, you have to try
They're
and
both.
make it's giving
I
work.
don't know.
They're
Slay
both
is
bad.
pretty bad.
Slay is like saying, like, just like something like bruh. Like, you just say bro whenever you want. You
you
can say
remember-
slay whenever you want.
Do you remember Anaoop?
And I,
Anoop?
no,
Anoop?
that one was annoying. No, that was bad. Like,
just these are multiple trends that are just
So bad.
and I into your grave.
Anoop?
Like, like, what?
NIL you.
I don't know. It's just something that annoys me, but you know, it is what it is. Last one: people that don't put things back where they found them in stores.
I know Hunter doesn't do that.
Yeah,
I do that.
Oh, okay.
I
Here's the
don't
thing.
do that.
I heard
I
from
also
my
do that.
friend that they like when you do that because it gives them something to do, like to go put that thing.
Exactly.
Back in
It's
there.
like a scavenger
No.
hunt for them.
But the thing with that is like, again, it's another human decency thing where it's like, if you pick something up, go put it back where you found it. Don't just throw it. Don't throw your bathing suit on top of the ibuprofen. Like, I don't understand why you're doing that.
I
Like,
agree.
go put it back. Be a good person. Go put it back. Like
Mm-hmm.
that. It's not that hard. Like it's maybe another minute or two
But
to go
it's
walk
like
over
an
there. But,
aisle down.
oh
So
no!
man.
far,
Yeah.
man.
You guys are the
It's
problem.
on the
I
other side of
only-
the aisle, man.
The only
Yeah.
exception I have to that is if you're like already in line. and
Okay, if
it's,
you're
like,
already in
packed,
line,
Yeah.
then
then
I feel like either you tell
Then you
the
can throw it
cashier-
like where the
Like, hey, I'm
candy
not
bars
buying
are.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or,
just
you know,
throw
like-
it next to like the extra chewing gum.
Next to the bubble gum, yeah.
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 Oh.
Our audio died, but before it died, we were talking about cart narcs and how we were talking about putting things back, and we were talking about carts, and how it's like, oh, do you guys put your cart back and whatnot, and how that guy's crazy and he might die someday if he goes to the wrong neighborhood.
We're also talking about Target and how our friend
yeah.
Sean works there.
Sean works at Target now.
Ironically, putting back carts.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I have a question for you guys. What is the most diabolical place you put a cart before you left?
Probably, I'm gonna be honest, I don't put carts back in the wrong places, so I've always just put my cart back.
I usually put it in the actual thing.
Most
Yeah.
diabolical thing I could
Yeah.
think of, if somebody did it, would be like flipping their cart upside down.
Okay. I've
Putting it upside down.
I've done that before. I've done that before.
I put it on like a curb.
Yeah.
Like just like the side,
Okay,
like
yeah,
you
just
know,
like- just like
like
ramp
where
it
like
up and
mulch
then-
is at
Yeah.
or anything like that. Yeah,
I get it.
Putting
just
it
to
in
get out
front.
of the way so that it doesn't roll down the street or
Yeah.
whatever.
I think the worst I've done is just putting it in between two cars.
Yeah, I was about
Oh,
to
Just left
say.
it there.
Yeah.
Like where the parking line is. just
Yeah,
put it there.
yeah.
Like, cause there was enough space.
Yeah,
Putting
bro.
it behind someone's car as they're about to back up.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, cart narc
Oh
would be
my
on your
God.
head. But no, that's definitely
No, I've never put my car back in like a bad spot before because I'm a good person.
Good Christian boy.
All right, moving on. So we started talking about it before the thing died.
Yeah.
But so the question was, do you sit or stand when you wipe? And I asked this question because I've heard a lot of people like die on a hill for which one they pick, and I'm like, I don't understand why. So I want to know what you guys do. Like that's weird, but like it's a question I gotta ask. Heiko, why don't you? What do you do, Heiko?
bro. You gotta like physically like demonstrate.
Yeah,
Like,
go
'cause-
get
yeah,
up
yeah,
and
I
show us
gotta-
how you be
Yeah,
wiping.
I-
how do you walk us through
It's like
step
a
by
hat.
step? How
I
you
lean
do it?
over, I get on
Yeah,
all
okay,
fours, you know,
okay.
and I get somebody to do it for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
He transforms into his wolf mode. And
No, bro, I think
no,
Oh,
no, no.
Yeah. That's why I do that, yeah,
so you sit or stand?
That's it.
You sit.
I straight just lean over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how.
Is
Yeah,
that, is, everybody else does that? Or
Yeah.
yeah. You
I mean, I
kinda
get
just
some
lean
people, like,
over.
crouch a little bit, like they
Yeah,
get
like
up off the
crouch,
seat a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's what people count as like standing, I guess. But
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
that's
that's
you
what you
gotta
were talking
determine-
about, yeah.
You gotta differentiate
that's-
what's
what-
standing. and sitting.
what really is
Because you're not
standing.
just sitting vertical. You can't do that.
I
if
thought-
you are doing that, that's
Yeah,
disgusting.
if you do that, a piece
Yeah.
of shit would
You're
just like
li- yeah,
drop on your
exactly.
shorts. You know what I mean? Like why would you do that?
That's the most unsanitary
Just
way.
yeah, you stand up, clench your booty hole, like
Yeah.
oh, I don't even want to think.
You stand up. You will put the toilet paper in between your cheeks,
No, bro.
and you just clench
You just
over and over
debit
again.
or credit.
Debit or credit.
Oh my god.
You guys use toilet
don't
paper.
even exactly.
God.
Embrace
that.
your human side. Use your hand.
Just credit card it and then
No.
wash your hands. You know, don't use
Yeah.
soap. You know.
Maybe if you're a little hungry.
Oh my
Midnight snack.
Midnight
Ooh,
snacking.
corn.
Bro, infinite food glitch. Infinite food glitch. If you just eat corn for like a few years, just straight corn, you'll only poop pellets of corn. Then
Oh my
but
God.
listen, because then you can take your pea water, turn it into water, right, and then eat your corn, and you'll have food forever.
It's literally infinite. Infinite food glitch right there. We just solved like.
We
world
just solved world
hunger.
hunger. If you're hungry, just eat corn, and then you'll be fine.
Oh yeah. If you're homeless, just buy a house.
Yeah.
If you're homeless, just go and buy corn. Like, what are you doing?
But no, we all kind of like mostly sit and just like kind of lean
Yeah.
over, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Hunter's
What
not
is
saying
what is
anything.
Hunter?
I'm
Yeah,
nervous.
Hunter ain't saying anything. So I'm
Here's the
kind of
thing,
worried.
I feel like it's
What do you
neither
just-
stand or sit. It's literally like a crouching motion. I feel
Yeah.
like
yeah.
that's
I do
literally
both.
what it is. It's more like a crouching than like either sitting or standing.
You basically shift your center of gravity towards your feet. and
It's like a
then you
lean
just
down
lean over.
crouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are we?
I do both. So I'll be like
Wait, what?
sitting, like I'll sit. Wait, you gotta listen though. You gotta listen. I'll sit and I'll do the, I'll lean over, whatever. That's the sitting one. But if
Can
I'm
you
standing,
demonstrate?
Yeah.
what?
Can you demonstrate?
No, please.
Oh
do
yeah.
not,
So if
no.
I go like this, right, and I take my toilet paper and I go, that's the noise it makes.
What I usually try to do is I try to do like a handstand while I'm doing it. So
Bro, I just make sure that I like the whole reason you wipe is so that you get the residue off. I just spread my cheeks. That way
Yeah.
I can take it on them.
and then
Yeah,
my
right.
dog comes over and then
What?
You ever
What are
sat
you
down the
talking
opposite
about?
way? You know, like
No, bro, I'm not even gonna say that, bro. I'm not trying to get
His
that.
dog's like bang on the door.
it's time.
Dinner time.
oh my god.
They need their protein.
No, they need to get their macros.
Oh my god.
Why are we talking so detailed about
I
how
don't
we
know.
wipe?
But okay, so like I said, I do both. So I do that, and then sometimes if like I'm going to take a shower, then I'll stand and I'll do like that, like the, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Wait, how are you
wait,
standing?
Wait, what?
Like, are you not? You're not not just fully.
No, I'm not
standing.
straight vertical.
You're kind of
That's
just
crazy.
like you're like
That's-
kind
I'm like
of.
a wow, not like a straight 90
Like,
degree, but like a wop, like obtuse angle.
I
obtuse?
understand.
Okay,
I understand.
I get that.
Yeah,
I get
I'm
that.
actually an acute angle.
Yeah.
Are your
Actually-
are your knees straight or are they bended?
No, they're bended.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ain't no
Good.
way. If
Good.
I'm,
I was about to
if
say,
my,
bro.
if my
Dude,
knees
that
are
would be
locked, if I got locked knees and you're wiping, you.
Yeah, that's not good. There's a problem. There's definitely a
There's
problem.
something. That is crazy. But I'm glad I now know how all of you wipe after you poop. Thank you.
Yeah,
for
we
that.
all
we're all
need to know
normal.
that.
All right, so I got another thing for you guys. Another question. So I was listening to another podcast the other day, and they were talking about John Wick, and how John Wick killed hundreds of people, right? So I got a question. How much money or what would you have to be given, real or fictional, to attempt to assassinate John Wick and succeed?
Well, okay. So what was his bounty at in
Like
the fourth
5
one? It was like
million?
25 actually.
And that's the
right?
thing.
Yeah, it kept on going up.
Yeah,
It,
it's like
it
25
goes up,
million
but
at
it
one
never
point.
reaches over like double-digit millions or something like that.
No, yeah.
And I was like, that's crazy. Bro's killed armies, and his bounty's not over 100
Yeah,
million.
yeah. He's
I was
probably
like,
worth
no
more than
way.
Like, most countries.
yeah.
So, okay, what do you think his bounty should be? Like, if you had to pick a number for him.
$100
half
million.
$1 billion, dude. Like, dude,
Yeah.
he's literally indestructible.
I would say 100 million.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
I would
more
say
than
5
100
times.
million.
Yeah, I'd say it's like 5 times more than that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I give him like 200 million.
this is the first guy like on like Earth that just skips fall damage. You know. What I
Yeah,
mean?
oh, yeah, that's
he's
true.
fallen through like
He
4
takes no
stories,
fall
like, 3
damage, that's
times
right.
in one movie alone. Like,
Yeah.
he's just indestructible.
So, again, what would you have to be given, or how much money would you take to attempt to
How much
assassinate
would
him?
you want?
How much would I want? Well, here's the thing. If I'm trying to assassinate John Wick, I'm not taking money because my life ain't worth money.
Exactly.
If I want something
Facts.
that like I can have after I'm done with John Wick, it'd probably be like, I don't even know. It had to be something like life changing, like I'm like Spider-Man now or something. I don't know. Like you got to make me into a Spider-Man or something.
Yeah.
Turn me into any superhero I want.
Yeah, exactly, or something
Soldier
like that.
serum and stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta
Because
turn
ain't no
Captain
way
America.
I'm going to try and assassinate John Wick for like
Yeah.
$30 million. Like
Yeah, that's not enough.
I'm good. I'm all right.
Yeah.
Like I'll just be poor. Like I don't.
It's just like how a lot of TikToks I've seen recently. It's like people are talking about like, oh well, if you had like $10 million, would you have $10 million and know that the next day you wake up you won't be alive? It's like people always say no, they won't take that because it's like time is more valuable,
Time is more valuable. Yeah.
than $10 million.
Now, if they would have
In
said you
comparison.
become Spider-Man, but the next day you die, I'd be like, like I'm Spider-Man. Just saying.
That's true.
Yeah,
But I
and we're
wanted
all
to
waking
see-
up and you're not.
I was Spider-Man though.
That's true.
I'm literally Spider-Man.
Literally Spider-Man.
I'm literally Spider-Man. But I just want to ask a question because I thought it was interesting because John Wick is that guy, and you got to kill that guy to get whatever.
Yeah,
you
I
want.
don't think I would attempt. I
That's-
don't think
yeah.
I would.
That's another thing is like, do I even want to attempt?
I don't have the skills necessary to take on John Wick.
Let's say you're fully trained and they give you like whatever you need.
If
You still not
I'm
doing
Donnie Yen, maybe.
Yeah.
Even
you gotta,
then,
you gotta
though,
have like an
know.
emotional attachment to him to even have a chance. Because he'll like show you mercy.
Yeah, that's
he
true.
wouldn't show you mercy if he doesn't know you. He doesn't,
Yeah.
He doesn't care about you.
Mhm.
True. Well, interesting. Just an interesting thought. Last thing I gotta talk about before we get into some other things is quick little. You remember the SpongeBob song from the Krusty Krab crew? Sponge Boy.
Oh,
Back on the
yeah,
grill.
yeah,
That
yeah.
song. What? We've
I
definitely
watched-
listened to it.
I
We
didn't watch
listened to it.
SpongeBob like.
No, it's not actually
No,
SpongeBob.
not
It's the
actual
song.
It's like the like hip hop rap type. Like
You've listened to it. We'll listen to
We've
it.
blasted it.
Yeah,
in
we
here.
played
Oh,
it
really?
before. Yeah.
Yes.
Damn.
So, anyways, that song went #1 on U.S. Spotify Viral 100 chart. And I bring it
right
up
now, like when, like last
like,
week.
The last time, it was like a week or two ago, I saw it. And I'm like, if I was a rising artist and I saw that Krusty Krab crew was #1 on charts and I am struggling, I think I might have to just quit music.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way.
Nah,
Like,
bro. But
I just
then
think
you
it's
listen
crazy.
to it and then you're like, okay.
Okay, it's fire.
there's-
Like, it's
there's
fire. It's not
reason
even a
why
bad
it's number
song.
one.
I just thought that was interesting because I was like, you just got to feel bad for the people that are trying, and this guy's like, Sponge Boy, get back on the grill. And you're like, #1, that guy. But
That did blow up on TikTok.
it did blow up on TikTok. But that's like that's the last little thing we have for today. But we've
hold
got.
on. Actually, I want to bring up something because it's just really recent.
Alright, go ahead.
Speaking of TikTok things and blowing up, the grimace
Grimace shake.
Oh
Happy
my
birthday,
god, those are
Grimace.
so
Birthday,
funny, dude.
I wanted to try doing that, but
No,
Dude, I kind of want to do one. Not even
Logan
gonna
went to
lie.
McDonald's today and I was like, why did you get a Grimace shake? She was like, what's a Grimace shake? I was like, let me show you. And I said, look up Grimace shake on TikTok. She was like, okay. First video, the guy is like, happy birthday, Grimace. Then he's convulsing and spitting out purple stuff. And she was like,
Dude,
what the
I
heck is
really
this?
want to do one of
next
those.
to
not
like a
even-
river. And
Yeah.
The,
Oh, yeah,
the
he's
grimace shake is
Yeah.
just
Oh
flowing
yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Like, where did that come from? Like, why is it a thing?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
People just,
No
like,
clue.
one guy made it and then they just kind of
it
snowballed
just became
down.
a trend.
It's
Honestly,
so dumb.
It's a great trend.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It is hilarious.
It's funny.
I gotta admit.
I
It's
think we're
just
gonna
like-
have to do it, Heiko.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to make a TikTok and
We're gonna
do
have to
it.
crash your car to make
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
You're gonna have to blow up his car.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Grimace!
I've seen one actually where it's like, oh, we're trying out the grimace, and then there's like a truck going full speed at them.
Oh yeah,
Oh
I saw
my
that. I saw
God.
that. Yeah, I saw
And then
that.
they like cut it to like them just on top of the car, like
Yeah.
dead.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
You could
Yeah.
hear the car like vrooming,
Yeah.
bro. Like it was hauling
Yeah.
And then
ass.
the first comment's like, "How did you stop?
Yeah,
how did you stop on time?"
I didn't.
God.
But no, that was wild.
No,
Definitely a crazy.
Definitely a weird niche of meme. Like
Yeah.
who comes up with that? Like,
I don't
oh,
know.
let's take this shake that McDonald's just got out for Grimace, one of
I
their
guess
old mascots'
Grimace-
birthday.
Grimace just gives off that vibe. I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
He looks like a little plum, and it's like that guy just murdered your whole friend group after drinking a milkshake. Like that's crazy, but whatever. Anyway, so moving on from all that, we've got a bigger topic today, and I don't know if we're gonna get to all of them because we're already
Yeah, we
pushing
definitely
it.
aren't.
But we'll talk about the
Yeah.
other ones next time. But so I'll give you the option because you were excited about the water stuff. Do you want to talk about water stuff or you want to talk about the other thing I had?
What is the other thing?
Conspiracies.
Let's do conspiracies.
Okay.
We can do
So
both.
recently on TikTok, I have been seeing a lot of conspiracy theory things and the whole submarine thing that's been going on. We don't have to get in all of that because I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times already. But the the reason that conspiracy theories have been on my mind a lot is because with this submarine thing that happened, the sub lost contact on June 18th while visiting the Titanic, and parts of the sub were found June 22nd, nearly 500 meters away from the bow of the Titanic. However, the Navy almost immediately knew it imploded due to a top-secret acoustic detection system designed to stop enemy submarines, which first heard what was expected to be the implosion hours after the Titan left on its voyage. Now, the thing that is sus about that is they made people wait 5 days before we even knew, and they had already known with their acoustic system. But while that was all happening and the whole news was covering the whole submarine thing, we kind of missed something. So while they were covering the sub, the U.S. regulators approved the sale of synthetic lab-grown meats to the American public. So 2 California companies are approved to sell it to us now. And it's like, what else did we miss that could have gone under our noses that happens, or like when things happen? So also when the submarine thing happened, J.P. Morgan and Jeffrey Epstein emails released, and they had been mistakenly deleted. There was 47 million emails mistakenly deleted, per what I heard. We also accidentally, we found out, sent an extra $6 billion to Ukraine. And also FBI whistleblowers are going missing while Hunter Biden gets a little slap on the wrist for all the stuff he's been doing too. And it's like, if the submarine thing wasn't happening, I feel like these things would have been a lot more news focused and would have gotten a little
So
more
you think they used
attention.
it as like a cover to cover up all that stuff that was happening?
I think so. Now, I've heard conspiracies about like how they might have faked their death, or like they knew something bad was going to happen, so they just decided to end it there or whatever. I don't know if I personally believe those. I think they were just going down there, spending their money. You know, they're billionaires. They can do whatever they want with their money. Going down there and seeing the
It's
Titanic.
so weird, though.
But I feel like, you know, one thing I've learned is never put anything past your government. So maybe it's possible, you know, they use this as like a time to go, all right, we're going to push these things real fast, make sure they go a little laying low, and then, you know, no one's going to really care because they've been too busy about the submarine. But it got me thinking, like, if stuff like that happens, then, you know, what are other conspiracy theories, like major conspiracy theories that we've talked about and heard? So I'm just going to go through a few conspiracy theories and see what you guys think about them and whatnot. So we'll start with a little lighthearted one, the old Bigfoot conspiracy theory. So all this stuff you can find online, like all these, like all this information, just look it up. It's all there. I didn't go into the dark web and find this stuff. It's all there. But the Bigfoot theory. So Bigfoot first stepped into the public consciousness with a headline from the Humboldt Times. So the small Northern California newspaper reported that a road construction crew had discovered human-like footprints that were as massive as 16 inches long. So the paper was the first to give the mysterious animal that name based on the prints, which is why it's called Bigfoot. So in 1967, Roger Pattinson and Bob Gimlin filmed a few seconds of a hairy creature walking on two legs by Bluff Creek, the most famous and contested piece of Bigfoot evidence to this day. Skeptics say the animal was a man in costume, while believers argue that the creature's movements and body proportions cannot possibly be human. The debate has been raging for a long time now, and which raises just more questions of its own. So there's a quote that says, how is it that evidence has not gotten any better despite the exponential increase in the quantity and quality of cameras? So it's like, how is it that cameras have gotten so much better over the years and we still have no new footage of Bigfoot?
I think it's because it doesn't exist anymore.
I don't think it exists either.
Here's the thing. I think it existed, but I don't think it exists anymore.
Like,
I
you
think
think
it probably
it gone
recently
extinct?
died or something.
Like gone extinct?
Yeah.
Bro, just
Okay.
died.
Because there's probably, think about it. What
Bro,
is it
just-
gonna mate to?
Itself, I don't know.
It's
It
self-breeding.
probably has nobody to mate to. So like, I'm not saying for sure it exists, but if it did exist, it probably would have died out.
Yeah.
Every
mean-
time I think of Bigfoot, I think of that one video where it's like the snow scene, and then there's like a dude, this huge monster just flies down the like an avalanche. You know what I'm talking about? His body just flies down. It's like a front flip. It's like the most like non-believable like video
Oh my
I've seen.
God.
Oh my god.
But
I'll
yeah,
probably pull that up.
Gosh.
I just think I think if it did exist, we would have had some type of photo by now.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like if
saying.
it was
Yeah.
still alive today.
Yeah,
I
that's-
mean, you can go back to our government. Like, they probably got their hands
Probably
on it.
murked
Is it in
They
Area
didn't sign
51?
anything. Exactly. Like, kind of like
It's
an alien
locked
thing.
up.
Like, every time we see
El Chupacabra.
alien footage.
What
like,
if they
yeah.
just have like a whole like underground place with like just a bunch of random creatures?
you mean
Like
Area
a
51?
skin crawler is in there
No,
or something.
Skinwalker.
Or a skinwalker or like a zombie or something's in there.
just a butt naked guy.
Have you seen? No, bro, stop! Don't even get me start tweaking over those. But have you seen videos of like the chupacabra?
Yeah,
like-
Yeah,
yeah,
Bro,
plenty, bro.
Those those are like skinwalking animals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like little chihuahua looking things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Pretty sure they're
Yeah.
just chihuahuas, to be honest.
Do you ever hear the thing about the Mexican president took a picture of this like creature and he was like, "This proves that like woodland elves exist." And
Yeah.
it's like this creature
Uh-huh.
in a tree.
Yeah.
And it's like, you want to think like, "Oh, that can't be real," but then you look at it and you're like,
That looks
"That
pretty
seems a
real.
little off." Like, how do you just take a picture of that?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know.
I don't know. There's always like some truth behind like those rumors and stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, the elves, chupacabra, like these little stupid gremlin monsters, like those are all like from fairy tales and stuff. I feel like they were
I feel like
fabricated from fairy tales. I don't
Yeah.
think they're actually
Yeah.
elves, but they might be like some kind of like
Animal that looks
sentient
similar.
animal that we just never see.
Here's the
yet.
thing too is, I feel like nowadays it's a lot easier to replicate or make up something, and because you have deep fakes now, and you have all this like special effects that you can use to like actually bring like a creature like that to life and make it like real, but it's like not real. I feel like it's so hard. It's just so hard nowadays. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like you have so much technology.
Like you can make Juice WRLD sing whatever.
Yeah,
you
you
want.
can.
Yeah,
You literally can. Aren't they still releasing like albums of him even after his
I
death?
saw him
Well, he had a
sing,
lot of music. That's why.
I saw him sing Cupid.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Another conspiracy theory. This one. I mean, all these are pretty popular, but
Let's talk about that one.
the moon landing.
Yeah.
Alright, so the moon landing.
Because I
So-
actually believe that one.
So a lot of people
Yeah.
believe in the moon landing and it being fake. A lot of things have been disproven about it and whatnot. But I'm gonna go through some of the things that people say, conspiracy-wise, and then I'll tell you what the source says. So one thing that gets people off about the moon landing is the shadow in the moon landing photos prove the images were fake. So if you take a look at the images and at the full, they have like pictures on NASA website. If you look at the pictures, if you look closely at the shadows cast by astronaut Neil Armstrong and the another object just out of the shot, you'll see they aren't parallel. However, the way that they disprove this is it's a phenomenon that can be seen on Earth as well. So they say that this theory doesn't hold up well because of that. So apparently there's a phenomenon where shadows, even though the light's coming from the same direction, they're not parallel, basically, is what they think. Also, it talks about the Apollo astronauts could not have survived Earth's radiation field. So the Earth is surrounded by a zone of charged particles known as the Van Allen radiation belt. So there are regions surrounding the Earth on our magnetic field where high energy trapped particles from the sun tend to get confined. So it says what that means is if you are going into these regions, there's extremely high radiation concerns. So they're saying if they go into that radiation belt, it's very doubtful that they'd end up living because of the radiation. So there's that. There's also why are there no stars in space of the NASA moon landings? So if you look at images taken on the moon, shouldn't you see the sky filled with stars? And there's no atmosphere to distort the image, no clouds to interrupt the view. So conspiracy theorists argue that the lack of stars of the Apollo 11 mission photographs prove that the event was staged. NASA could not have faked the full wonder of the lunar sky, so they simply chose not to include any stars at all. But they say both the astronaut and the lunar landscape itself are brightly lit by the sun. The sky may look black, but remember, this is in fact daytime on the moon. So that's like their reasoning for that. They also say the Apollo 11 flag, U.S. flag, is waving in the wind, but there's no wind on the moon. So there's no atmosphere on the moon. There's no wind, so why is the flag waving? This is proof that their conspiracy could be a thing. But if you look at the image, in particular along the top edge of the flag, the stereotypical picture of them putting the flag in, that's where you'll see, the reasoning for that. So the telescopic pole has been extended along the top in order to make the flag fly proudly. And they're saying NASA really thought of the wind not being a factor, so they made the pole extend out so it looks like it's waving. And it says because it's been set up like this, it appears to be waving in the wind. All the wrinkles are there because it's literally been screwed up for 4 days en route to the moon. So that's why it's saying it looks all raggedy and whatnot, because it's been on the spaceship, and that's just how the pole was designed. And then the last thing, this is not the last thing people say, but one of the things they say is if we really went to the moon in 1969, why have we never been back? And they say the answer is we changed our priorities. So for a combination of the Vietnam War, we also there was the geopolitical element of thinking we won the race against the Soviets going to the moon. So just as we got good at doing science on the moon, we abandoned it. Instead, attention turned to the space shuttle program and laterally the International Space Station, which has been permanently inhabited by teams of astronauts since November of 2000. But that doesn't mean that humans couldn't return to the moon in the future. So essentially, they went to the moon, they're good with it, now they're going to focus on other space stuff. That's their reasoning for that. So, I mean, what do you think?
All right, I have two things. So, let's say it was real, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If it was real, I'm not saying, I don't really, personally, I think it's a little fishy, but let's say it's real. You know, when they were doing that, there was like a 10-minute period or something, I forget how long it was, but they turned off their like communications and you couldn't hear anything that was happening. And a lot of people say like, if they were on the moon, they probably saw something that like they kind of scared them or something like that. And that's why we haven't been back there. So people were like, oh, what if they saw, like, not really an alien life form, but
like
they
a
saw
creature?
something that, like, was a little bit, yeah. I feel like if it was real, that could be a reason why we haven't been back there. Because there's a whole part of the moon we can't see. It's literally called
the dark side of the moon.
It's in the Transformers movie.
Dark side.
The dark side.
They literally go over it in the Transformers Dark Side of the Moon movie. But I feel like that is a little fishy if it is real. But personally, I don't believe it, and this is why. The conspiracy theory I believe a lot is, do you know the director Stanley Kubrick? Mm-hmm. He did the Space Odyssey movie in 2001. He also did The Shining. Mm-hmm. And a reason why I bring him up is a lot of people think that he collaborated with NASA to help do the moon landing because of how realistic his stuff was in the Space Odyssey movie. Because if you go back and watch that, the stuff that was like he was showing in that, like, it looked real, like they were actually in space and stuff like that. So and The Shining, it's like not a space movie at all. It's just a horror movie, right? But in that movie, it comes after the moon landing, and basically it has a bunch of space-related images. Like he's hinting towards like he had like collaborated with it or done something with it in the past and stuff like that. And it's just like he's even openly hinted that he might have been involved in it, which he could be like, you know, messing around and like going, like, you know, just giving into the rumors and stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of stuff like goes like I feel like we could have planned to do something like that with film.
Yeah, and the thing is if he really was bribed or whatever into doing that, I feel like he wouldn't be saying anything about it at all, only because the government wouldn't be like, no, like you're not allowed to say anything. You know what I mean?
It's just
I see where people are coming from with the conspiracy. It's also very hard to believe, like, to think that we've gone to the moon, like, a couple times, like a handful of times, and then we never go back.
Yeah.
And then we're always in space. Like, we have a space station.
And the reason why they probably, like, they could have faked it is because they wanted to win the space race. Mm-hmm. They didn't want to lose to, like, Russia or somebody.
Yeah. Have you also ever seen the videos of, like, people going up to Neil Armstrong, like, put your hand on the Bible and say you went to the moon, and they won't do it?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen those before, and it's like, that's a little sus. Like, if you really did go to the moon, you would just do it.
It is a
But
little...
I understand where it's like, oh, like, these people are being annoying. Like, I don't have to prove anything to you. Like, we did it. It's there.
No, I can see both ways.
So, I don't know.
If they did do it, I respect them for it, but I just, it's really fishy. Like, I don't know.
I just feel bad for the Russian dog.
Sputnik? Yeah.
Bro got destroyed.
That's the worst life that dog could have lived.
Sacrifice for in the name of science. Blown up in space.
Didn't they do it with like a monkey too?
Too, yeah. Monkeys.
Didn't we do one with a monkey? I swear America did one with a monkey.
I think we did. Sent to the
I
space.
swear
and
we
ended up dying because of the
Yeah, I swear
I
America
think probably.
did. Yeah.
For sure, there's been a monkey in space.
All of the animal ones died because of the thermosphere. It was too hot.
Too hot.
They just burned alive in the shuttle. All
Bro,
of them.
that's crazy.
That's definitely animal cruelty. Like how
Oh, yeah,
how
for
are you
sure.
able to do that?
But it's used for research purposes.
Oh,
so it's
yeah.
fine, right?
In the name of science, you know, like, I'd be watching videos of, like, cosmetic industries using, like, the beagles to test out.
Yeah.
It makes me so sad. I'm like, bro, how do you do that to an animal? Like,
You know, one thing that is a little bit, not taking anything away from the animals, but like I feel like we get upset more about that than when like a whole crew of like astronauts like die in a thing.
I feel like there's just a sentimental thing with animals.
Isn't that kind of weird though? Like, it's just like animals are more sentimental to us than like humans.
It's because
beings.
animals are seen more as like a pure,
Like
innocent being.
Yeah,
like,
I just think like.
It's like when what did they do to deserve something like that?
Yeah.
They're just chilling.
It's just like they're too innocent to know anything, and they end up dying. It's like
I get that. I just think it's still though.
Well, it's like if a baby dies and a dog dies, it's like which one do you care about more, the baby or the dog?
The dog.
Oh yeah. What?
Anyways,
It's if someone
I
say
forgot.
something.
Heiko has.
yeah, I don't like babies. Not a big fan.
He's not a baby
not a big
person.
fan.
No,
They're annoying.
I shouldn't say
Heiko's
that.
like, they're just a couple cells. They're just a couple cells.
No.
Anyway, moving on to the next one. Moving on to the next one. We got. Okay.
What was the name of that thing? You were just talking about it. They were trying to go on a space mission, but that whole thing just died, or like it blew up.
The 5 of them blew up.
Yeah. What was that called again?
Apollo, what was it?
Apollo 13, right?
Isn't that-
Something like that.
Yeah,
My
something
mom
like
was
that,
in
yeah.
school
Was it
when that
11?
happened.
Yeah.
No, Apollo 11 is. I don't know.
Apollo
Maybe.
13?
Maybe.
It was one of those.
You know, speaking of conspiracies, I heard there's a conspiracy that all of them are still alive.
All of them are still alive.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of them just
What
suddenly
if they-
randomly had twins,
Yeah.
like
Would it-
in the registry, and then they just,
Here's a good thing. What if they use that to say, "Oh, now we don't really want to go back to the moon now because we just had an accident." So
It could be.
well,
You never know.
I do believe that like we genuinely don't need to do anything on the moon.
no,
Yeah, there's nothing for us
yeah.
there really besides like, oh,
Moon
cool
rocks,
space rock.
moon
but-
rocks. Yeah, I mean, if anything, we could try to navigate through the dark side of the moon, but that's just too long, and we don't have the resources to do that
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah,
Still.
not yet at least.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We're sending stuff to like Mars.
Yeah, but we're sending.
We can
like,
send things there, but we can't
Yeah.
go physically go there to observe.
I
but like,
yeah.
you're right about that. We could just put like a drone.
yeah.
and
I
just
don't
move
know
it
why
to
we
the
haven't
other
done
side.
something like that yet.
Yeah.
That's true. I
The thing
feel
is,
like we have that.
with the whole
We
Mars
have.
thing,
I
though,
don't think they've gone to the dark side of the moon yet.
I mean, unless they send a drone.
At least not
but
that I've read or seen.
thing with Mars is if you end up sending people to Mars, like the first people that go to Mars, they're not coming back. Like they're gonna die on Mars. They're just getting there to set up civilization and set up things so that the next people that go have a chance to actually go back. Like
That's so
you
sad.
sign up for that, and like that's
So
your life.
sad yet so true.
Well, people that are
chance of
but
survival
they have a
is
larger
very
purpose,
slim.
though.
yeah.
I mean, technically, that's the future of mankind if something ever did happen to Earth. So
You also have to think about the long-term complications
Yeah.
of living somewhere that's completely different to our gravity.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a baby,
Yeah.
a baby being born there,
Living
compared
there
to
its
being-
whole life and then coming to
Exactly.
Earth, and it's like,
Exactly.
bro,
A lot of our organs are held together by gravity,
Mm-hmm.
and like imagine how different it'd be over there.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's why I'm thinking. Like, I don't think we'll ever live on another planet. I think Earth was created by God for humans, and that's like the perfect place for them to be.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else a human could live that would be like perfect for the human being.
unless a new planet
I
just
mean, I
pops
like
out of
that.
nowhere.
New
I like that
planet.
Wall-E spaceship. I feel like
Oh,
that'd
yeah,
be a
the
cool
Wall-E
place to
spaceship,
live.
like,
oh,
That'd be a
yeah.
cool place. to
That'd be
live.
kind of fun.
But then they're
And then
all
you're all fat,
everybody.
though.
Yeah, everybody's
Everyone's
obese.
fat. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess it'd give or
I
take.
guess it just goes to show you need the Earth,
Yeah.
Exactly.
especially in that movie.
Yeah, once the Earth is gone, people are gone. There ain't no way. But then you'll have those people that are like billionaires who be like, "Oh, we're getting flown into space, so when the
Uh-huh.
Earth blows up, we'll be
They'll
safe."
start a colony in space on a spaceship or something.
It's like the movie Don't Look Up. It's like those people, they try to fly into space, then come
Yeah.
back and they end up dying. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not going to work. But another conspiracy theory, we have two more. Actually, three more, but one of them is kind of just funny. Next one is JFK's assassination. So one of the conspiracy theories is that it was an accident. So author Bonar Menninger believes
Alright.
Oswald fired on JFK and a Secret Service agent fired back with a Colt AR-15 high-velocity rifle. As the theory goes, the officer lost his balance when the car suddenly braked, and he accidentally discharged his weapon, killing the president.
Oh my
There was no eyewitnesses or evidence to back up this theory, however. None of the Secret Service agents or presidential aides reported a bullet whizzing past either, but that didn't stop Menninger from publishing a book outlining the theory. The other theory, this is a funnier one, but the Coca-Cola conspiracy theory. So shooter Lee Harvey Oswald was a Dr. Pepper fan, and we know that as a fact because even Oswald's favorite beverage is part of the how do you say that word? Intrigue. So in The Conspiracy of One in 1990, author Jim Moore sets out a theory that Oswald acted alone because after the assassination, Oswald was seen in the Texas school book depository drinking a Coca-Cola instead of his beloved Dr. Pepper. Moore believes that there can only be one realistic explanation. Oswald must have shot the president and chose the wrong soft drink from the vending machine because he was nervous. So that's a theory.
What?
Another theory is that the CIA was involved, a very popular one. So when America's most trusted broadcaster, Walter Cronkite, announced JFK's death, the world was in shock. Everyone remembered what they were doing in that moment. But what exactly was the CIA doing? Dave Perry, a former insurance claim adjuster who had just been digging through JFK assassination records since 1976, pointed out that the CIA have had Oswald on the payroll or overheard Oswald plotting with the Soviets as their Russian embassy in Mexico. Does that have any proof yet, though? Not yet. But it is a very popular thing to say that he was killed by the CIA because he will,
Yeah, I have you guys seen those TikToks with like the CIA and like it's like LeBron coming out like and they're playing like the music and everything, like JFK when he said he's gonna defund the CIA.
Terrible.
I think that is a little fishy too.
Yeah,
I think mistakes were made there.
Yeah, I think it's fishy because of this theory, though. So, when the president was shot, Kennedy's head exploded. Nicholas Nally, senior research scientist at IMSG, created a model of the mechanics of the gunshot wound itself to explain where the bullet may have come from. Nally's model shows that the wound wasn't where the bullet exited and where it entered. It demonstrates that a temporary cavity formed inside the president's soft tissue as the momentum and kinetic energy of the bullet smashed into his skull, causing his head to snap forward. But they say Oswald was in front of him and he shot at him from the front. But how is that possible if his head shoots forward? It would shoot backwards. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one I think is a little sus, actually. Like that like physics is physics. Like they just change like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that one's a little sus, and we have a picture of it, of like the model, what the model looked like, and where they think it came from. Another more serious one that I genuinely believe is true, or like, one of the ones that could actually be true, is 9/11. So 9/11, a lot of conspiracies for 9/11, but one of them is the Twin Towers were brought down by explosives, not planes. So within just a few hours of the attack of the Twin Towers, perhaps the most well-known of all the theories, it said that the collapse of the North and South Towers was an act of controlled demolition due to the way that the buildings fell so quickly and perfectly into their own footprints. After the dust had settled, theorists raised further evidence in the forms of witness testimony, citing reports of explosions being heard before the towers collapsed and debris visibly shooting out from the lower levels of the buildings. There's also a theory where it's like the building that was closest to the towers like didn't get demolished, and if it were hit by a plane, it would fall down as well because, debris and whatnot. So there's that theory. There's also a theory that a missile hit the Pentagon and not American Airlines Flight 77. So early video footage and photos taken from the scene did not seem to show much evidence of plane wreckage. Theorists maintain this was evidence that the Pentagon was not struck by Flight 77, but a missile or unarmed drone instead. They also argue that the structural damage of the building was too minor to have been made by a commercial airliner, and question why the plane, piloted by an amateur, was even allowed to crash into the headquarters of the United States Department of Defense. Also, there's the idea that United Airlines 93 was shot down and not crashed into a field. So according to official reports, the passenger on board Flight 93 attempted to take back the plane from the hijackers, and the subsequent struggle caused the aircraft to crash into an open field in Pennsylvania. As with the Pentagon attack, the theorists state that little plane wreckage was actually discovered in the field, and the crash site itself was too small for an airliner that size, arguing instead that the plane was shot down by the military and is disintegrated over a large area. And the last thing, although not the only thing, but one of the last things, is the United States government knew about the attacks and stood the military down. So a common belief amongst truthers is that North American Aerospace Defense Command deliberately ordered their fighter jets to stand down and allow the hijacked planes to reach their targets. America seemingly had the most powerful air force in the world, but failed to intercept any of the planes that day, which theorists believe is an indication of a government conspiracy to let the attacks go ahead. Why would they do such a thing? Conspiracy theorists believe that the government wanted to use the attacks to justify an invasion on Iraq and Afghanistan to secure oil interests, which I think that's somewhat true too, because people like the heads of Egypt, like the president of Egypt, like had information about, there's these people that are going to do these things and you need to be careful and this is that and that and this, they were right. And they told America, and America was like, I
think the fact
It
that
is
they
what it is.
weren't able to stop at least one of them is like kind of crazy.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm saying is like we have the highest paid military in the world, and we can't figure out that these airlines were hijacked, flown miles away, and then hit into a tower in the Pentagon and into an open field.
Yeah.
It's a little sus.
Yeah.
There's also the idea that steel beams melt at 2,750 degrees Fahrenheit and jet fuel burns at 1,500 degrees. And the World Trade Center was designed to withstand an impact from a Boeing 707, which causes 10% more damage than the 767s that hit the tower. So it's like, how do you explain that? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. But those are like all the serious ones that I have. So do you guys believe that one, or what do you think about that?
In addition to that, I heard another theory that the government lost like $6.7 trillion.
For the day before?
The day
yeah.
before. So they wanted to use that as a cover as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I heard about that, how they just lost a bunch of money the day before.
What if our government just causes tragic events just to cover up half the stuff?
It's a canon event,
Listen,
Yeah.
all I'm saying is, I've said it before, and, Dylan's in the military, and he said it too. He's like, do not put anything past your government. Because let me tell you, you give people too much credit, especially the government, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they need to do to get to what they want. And it's true. If they really wanted to.
They're the real people in power.
Exactly. And it's like the government, people in government are in power, but there's also the people above that are making billions. They own all the companies in the world. They're the ones that are calling the
They
shots.
literally own the world.
Exactly. And it's a handful of companies.
Yeah.
And the majority of them are in America.
Yeah.
So it's like, it makes you think. Last one I have is just kind of a silly one, but it's that birds aren't real. Birds are fake. So I don't know if you guys saw it, but a while ago, there was this whole thing where there was billboards and a movement like birds aren't real. So the whole birds aren't real was actually just a joke to show how easily and quickly the spread of misinformation can happen. However, though, it was just a theory and it was fake. However, you think about birds. Where are birds at night? They sleep for 10 to 12 hours, but maybe that's what they want you to think, right? Maybe that's just what they want you to think, that they're sleeping. Like, have you ever seen
They're
a
just
bird?
constantly listening.
Like, they're always listening. They're sleeping in their trees that are right conveniently next to your window. You know what I mean? So it's like, who knows? Or maybe, they go to sleep means they fly to a headquarters and they get their data downloaded from the government in a small shed. You never know.
I don't.
What about owls?
Owls are owls. We're talking about pigeons. You know what I mean? Like pigeons.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that birds are necessarily fake, but I think the government does use them for something.
Government used to use them during World War.
Yeah.
For like
I think
messages
they still
and stuff.
use them for stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like just more, they have probably technology they can put on them and stuff.
They used to
now.
use mice and stuff to get not trip mines. What are they called?
trip mines.
What are they called? Like the bombs in the floor. The
Mines?
mine. Oh
The
yeah, trip
mines.
mines or mines. You know what I mean?
Claymores?
No, not claymores.
No,
Mines. They
just
were mines.
mines.
Just mines. They would use like mice and to sniff them out.
Okay.
And they would
take,
be
the,
like,
take the damage.
Take the
or
fall.
take the
damage.
fall.
Take the
Little
fall.
rat pieces.
God, rat tattoo. We just getting.
Ratatouille. But also another thing is, why do birds poop on your car or on you? Could it be a tracking device the government uses to know where you are and where you go?
Ah.
Just saying, like every
like
time.
the vaccine.
Like think about it. There won't be birds in the sky, and you'll still have poop on your car. Like how does that happen? Like tell me how that happens. How convenient is it that I have poop on my car now after I just washed it, and you're like, it was
I've
the
got bird
birds.
crap on my car right now.
Exactly. The
They're
government's
tracking
tracking you
you.
right now. They know
They're
exactly where you're
watching
going.
They're red flagged right now.
I'm telling you, we're all four of us are going to be on a list now. We're going to have a
No,
bunch of
we're
poop on our car
definitely
now. They're going to be
not.
watching
No.
us.
I literally wondered. I'm like, how in the world, bro, do I get trick shotted on my car?
They just spawn in.
You park inside the USF
Yeah,
parking
you
garage.
And it's
park
still-
in the
it's
USF
there.
garage, and you're somehow just getting crap on your car. Like, wow,
You're like, oh, it's just luck. Like, no, maybe it's not
bro
just
hit
luck.
the greatest
Yeah, I
trick
don't
shot of his
know.
life.
But I don't know. Maybe birds are real. Maybe birds are not. But I'm just saying, you think about it. Open up your eyes. Get out of the matrix. All right? You're stuck in a system. You're stuck in a system. You need to get out. All
Hey,
right?
man.
Just saying.
Those conspiracies about Andrew Tate, man. Oh, he didn't do that. Come on now.
I'm just saying, man. Just saying. Now we did have a lot more stuff to talk about when it comes to like the ocean and
Let's do it.
whatnot. But
This
I don't
is
know
a
if we're gonna have
big
an
topic.
It's like a
we'll
bigger
definitely
topic.
Have some time later.
So-
on, too.
Yeah.
Tell you what, next week we'll talk about the ocean and just like the reason I
The
want to talk about
ocean.
the ocean is because
very
the whole
interesting.
submarine thing and whatnot. But I never realized how big and how scary the ocean actually
It's
is
terrifying.
until you think about it.
Yeah, once you start researching it, it's kind of
And
crazy.
people that have like fear of the ocean, I legitimately understand why they have it now. Like I used to think it was dumb, but now I understand.
Before we end it all for this episode, I want to like hear this question. So, are you more afraid of the ocean or space?
The ocean. I think I'm more afraid of the ocean because it's on Earth, and yet we've only explored like 10% of it, and we don't even know what other animals are down in,
Yeah, I was about to
in
say,
the deep.
I would only say the ocean just because I feel like it's more of a primary threat than space
I
right
believe
now.
I feel like
that's why.
the ocean are also creatures. Like
They're actual things
Actual
that we know
things
that
that
are alive. And
exactly.
they exist.
Like
What if
you
just
will-
like
you go to your local beach, you swim. I mean, if you're in Florida or whatever, and, if you're in Ohio, good luck. But even your local
Yeah.
lake, go to your local lake or whatever.
the Loch Ness monster.
The Loch
Have
Ness
you guys
Monster.
seen like Pacific Rim, like those creatures that come? Those
Oh,
creatures
yeah.
are literally from the water. They just like come spawn out of the water. They're like these
Yeah.
huge like Godzilla
They
creatures.
get awaken.
Yeah,
Yeah. We'll talk about it more next week. But like there are creatures that are at the bottom of the ocean that we've only ever seen with camera. Like we'll never be able to see them with our eyes. It's
Yeah.
too difficult. And it's like they don't even look like they belong on this planet. Like you would never think that these things are real and that they live and they procreate, reproduce. There's a bunch of them. It's like
You ever seen a black dragonfish?
a black dragon. I think that's
Yeah,
on
those
the
are
I think
crazy.
that's on the thing. Or maybe I don't know. We'll have to
So-
find it.
Well, I
So
saw that
you
one
said-
jellyfish there, but the one with like the super long tentacles. And it
That
looks
one,
like-
okay, that's the one. That's on that list, but that is probably the one that freaks me out the most.
No.
That one freaks me out the most. I don't know what it is about it, but there's just something about it. That,
Heiko's seen a little bit more
No, I've
messed
seen,
up
I've
stuff.
seen them. They're chill.
Not
So-
Heiko's top threat.
Yeah, nah.
well, yeah. I mean,
I'd rather space. Like that's a lot more. Scary
Yeah.
to me.
Okay. So
I think
why
so,
do you believe
yeah.
that space is more, or why are you more afraid of space?
Because
than the
we
ocean?
we literally know nothing about it. We know
Yeah,
10, 20, 30% of the ocean. We know like not even probably 1% of space right now.
Mhm.
I mean, there's an observable universe, right? But we can't even observe all of it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
There's like 70% is dark matter or whatever, like they say, like just random matter that we somehow just can't detect on our like
Yeah.
Radars. And,
radars and like, or like our, what do you call it, telescopes and stuff. Like
Mhm.
we just can't see it, which is so weird. And also we have all these like alien sightings that
Yeah,
we just somehow don't see, and there's a whole Fermi paradox. Like
Mhm.
like the space is so vast that there's no comprehensible way
Like-
that we're alone in the universe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like it's definitely scary when like they're outright coming out and saying, yeah, UFOs are real. Like they can't even hide it anymore. Like
Yeah.
they're just outright saying, yeah, UFOs
Yeah.
are real.
I don't know. I'm a little weird about the whole alien thing because like aliens, if they exist, it's like it doesn't really change anything for me. It's like if they exist, whatever. But the way I see
Till they
aliens
start
is
like
the way
coming
I
down
see.
and killing us.
The thing is, the way I see aliens is that I mean, from a biblical perspective, is humans were created and they are special because they have conscience and they're created by God. But if aliens are existing, that only makes them just another type of animal. Now they could be intelligent, like dolphins are very intelligent, but they're animals. So it's also the same thing. It's like they could be smarter than us and be able to communicate, but that doesn't necessarily make them any more different than an animal. So it's like it doesn't really change anything for me. If they exist, cool. That's so
What if,
that's a discovery of a lifetime. But for me, it's all the same.
What if the UFOs are just us time traveling?
That could be a thing too.
Like, actually, though,
Marty
like-
McFly.
What if literally UFOs are just us?
We've
Blow
talked
it
about
up.
it before.
Yeah.
Like not on the podcast, but like just in
No,
general.
actually, yeah, I think we did have.
We did. We had a long conversation about it.
It was like one of our first episodes. I think we talked about it, like the fourth or fifth one, something like that.
I think I remember something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, space more so it doesn't scare me. It just fascinates me about space.
Yeah.
There's so much we don't know about it. It's like, what is there out there? Like, what kind of planets are there? What kind of stars are there? Like, what are we missing? Is like, and like you said with the whole dark matter thing where we can't see it. It's almost like it makes me think is like there's like another dimension within our own dimension. It's like we can't even
You know
see
what
it.
are scary? Black holes. Those
Yeah.
things are scary, dude.
In a matter of a second, we could be swallowed a black hole.
Yeah.
We could be in a black hole right now. You never
We
know.
are.
We could be
I think we
teleported
are.
to like a whole. Are we?
I think most galaxies are centered around a black hole that's consistently
Okay.
sucking us up.
That's pretty cool, actually.
I don't know if it's the Milky Way.
That wouldn't be
Actually,
so
pretty
dumb.
cool.
cool.
I don't know
That
if there's a
is
Milky
pretty
Way,
cool.
but a lot of galaxies.
What if we
have
just got teleported to like a random galaxy one? Like,
We got teleported. Like we're gonna go outside and the sky's orange now. Like,
what if you go outside and you see like a whole another universe, and like through like a black hole?
you know, something I really want to do though is like go into the wilderness and just look at the stars. Because when you go out there,
Yeah.
it makes you really
There's
look.
no
at,
light
like,
pollution.
There's no light pollution. It's like wow, like that's what the sky's supposed to look like.
Yep.
Like that's something I want to do eventually.
That's
You
been
know-
one thing on my bucket list. Like go to like some like Wyoming, like where
National
nobody's
park or
at,
something.
Montana or something. We go camp out, you know.
Yeah,
Turn every
that'd
light
be
off
pretty
and just
cool.
And
watch
just look at the
yeah.
stars.
That'd be
That would be
beautiful.
pretty
You know what's really weird about space too, and they went over a little bit in Interstellar, that movie. If you guys have seen that, like how if you go to a planet, the time difference there is just completely
Yeah.
different. Like you could go up there for like just like a couple minutes, and
And
then
age 30
it'll be
years.
like years
Right.
later. Like that's kind of scary too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean it's just that's just how like light years work and whatnot.
But
Like,
it's crazy how like time works like
Oh, yeah.
differently in
have you
space.
ever seen the videos of like the speed of light traveling between like the Earth and the Moon, and then the Earth to Mercury or the Earth to Mars, and like how it's the speed of light to us is so fast,
Mhm.
but compared to light years, it's just very slow depending on where
Yeah.
you're going.
Right.
It's crazy. It's like something that fast looks so slow, and it's like if the speed of light, if we can never even match the speed of light, we'll never make it beyond.
Exactly.
We'll never make it to planets in our outer solar system. Like, it'll
We're never
happen.
gonna reach Jupiter.
Just need to get
No,
the
we never will.
hyperdrive from Star Wars.
Yeah.
The only thing
That's
that
what
we'll
we
ever
need.
reach when it comes to Jupiter is we'll throw a drone into space. We'll end
Yeah.
up on Jupiter
We've already
somehow.
done it. Yeah, we've already
And-
tried and it just
and it
got
just-
destroyed.
yeah.
like Jupiter is it's such a violent
Yeah.
planet. It's so bad.
But
Yeah.
did you see that? I think it's one of its moons that is actually like they've been saying is like inhabit like we could actually
could,
live
Yeah,
on
Yeah,
yeah.
there.
There's
possibly.
there's like
It's like one of
kind
the
like,
moons.
findings that
Yeah.
there could have been life there.
Yeah.
already.
The thing
Not
is, we'll
like-
never make it there. We'll never make it to the
No,
moon.
yeah.
We'll end
I
up
mean
dying
maybe
before we
in
get there.
like a couple of centuries.
Even so, though, I don't
but-
know. Like you could give us 1,000-year head start. and I don't think
I
we'll
think
ever make it.
eventually
Yeah.
the way like we progress through technology, I feel like eventually we'll not anytime soon, but I feel like eventually we'll be able to come up with something.
Speaking of
Yeah.
technology, it's like the whole conspiracy theory about how like in ancient Egypt they have like the hieroglyphics of the aliens on the walls and stuff like that, and how that's how we advance so much in technology.
I believe that too. I
don't
do
believe
believe that.
I don't know if I believe that one, but like how the pyramids are made too is like because of the aliens. Like
I
it's
don't know
such a
if-
hard thing to
I
make.
don't know if but I believe like how we made such a big technological jump from like the 1900s to the like present day.
Yeah.
I feel like something had to have happened during that to give us all that knowledge and like resources for us to do that.
It's
The
possible.
fact that the pyramids are directly on the equator is
That
No,
is-
that's
that is
crazy
interesting too.
That's got to
yeah.
be like the luckiest thing ever.
like there's no way.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
It's-
mind blowing.
It's like just little things like that, or like aliens in general, or just space in general. Like
Or
you just
people
don't
could have
know.
time traveled and brought us like an iPhone, and then like we decided to copy it.
Somebody
Somebody brought an iPhone to Steve Jobs. You're gonna make this. You're gonna make this one day.
What if it was Steve Jobs?
Steve Jobs brought Steve Jobs an iPhone.
It's like the one Meet the Robinson.
He,
Yeah.
he wouldn't tell anybody that. He would just make
No,
his
he would-
millions or
Yeah.
billions.
It's like Aaron Yeager, where it's like he knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
but he hadn't lived it
He let
yet.
it happen. He
It's
let
like
his,
the
he let
loophole.
his mother die.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Nah, definitely.
Because think about it, if time travel is like real somewhere in the future, somebody's definitely come back.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
they've like pictures. And
Like,
stuff
that's crazy to
oh.
think
If
about.
time travel ever existed, it already existed. You know what I mean? Like,
That's so crazy to think about. Is like it could literally be happening right now.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't think you could ever convince me that time travel exists because like space, time, and matter are continuous. Like there's no
Right.
way you can go back.
I believe that.
Like
Yeah.
me
I-
hitting this table right now, I cannot go back and relive that moment. So it's like, how do you go?
I saw
How
a
do
thing.
you go back?
I saw a thing where you
I
could
just relived
move.
that moment.
I saw a video where like it was like a some researcher talking about it, and he was like, you could go forward but not backwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's like
which is kind of crazy to
that
think
would
about
mean
too.
that
That's probably why. I mean, we could not have seen anybody yet. It's because you can only go forward in time, not backwards.
so then that would mean that we would end up like now we would have it, we'd build it, send someone to the future, and then when we get to that point in time in the future, they would be there.
Yeah. But I guarantee
It's
you
just
now
like,
we haven't
but that's the
done
thing.
something
It's like,
like
it's
that.
like another thing where it's like matter at that time hasn't existed yet. So it's like, how do you go to somewhere that has no time, space, or matter? That would basically make
time
you
is
God.
very like.
You'd be God because you'd be beyond time, space, and matter. That's the thing, though. That's crazy.
And you can't
Yeah.
even.
You can't even comprehend that.
Yeah.
Vast
We've
world.
got a bunch of stuff to unravel next pod.
Yeah, next podcast we'll talk about it a little more, and we have some ocean stuff. I think if you're very interested in the ocean, I suggest you wait around for that one. I think this one's very interesting. I think the ocean stuff, me personally, I think it's more interesting than the conspiracy theory stuff.
Intriguing.
Yeah.
But that's just what's been on my For You page for a while now. I'm just like, I feel like I have to talk about it. I feel like it's something that people think about. It's just food for thought, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just to think about it. But I think that's good. I think we're good to call it now.
Good.
We've been like an hour and 30.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching. Keep up the subscribers. Keep on liking, following, send it to your friends. Please share. We're just here. We're a couple of dudes just being dudes, just doing our thing. So, but thank you guys for watching. Make sure you go like and subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you rate 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. I've never actually gone on to Amazon Music to see if any of our stuff.
It's just Ben.
We could be saying, "Oh, go like on Amazon Music," and it's not even there. It's just not there.
What if we have our biggest fan base on Amazon
Music
Music?
listeners? That'd be funny.
But thank you guys for watching. Like I said, 5 stars. Subscribe. Go like, share the podcast. Make sure you go follow the Instagram and the TikTok. See the clips and send those to your friends too, because no one's gonna immediately go listen to a podcast. You gotta send the clips first. You gotta give them a feel.
Let's get to 100 on Instagram.
Yeah, 100 on Instagram.
We're at 81 now.
We're close, so tell your friends we'll get to 100 on Instagram, and maybe we'll do another 100 Instagram special or something like the haircut. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you.
Bye.